So welcome to the first ever episode of the Skipton Scene. We love it. This is a podcast all about the amazing people behind local businesses in Skipton. We're here in the Skipton Bid office on the High Street. It's lovely. And our first guest, let's welcome Helen from Magpie. Helen, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
What do you think? What do you think of the setup?
I think it's amazing.
It's good fun, isn't it?
It is really good fun.
Have you done a podcast before?
No, I haven't. I'm really fascinated by this, actually.
Well, I hope this will be good fun for you. So basically, this is 20 minutes or so where we get to chat about you, your business, everything you do.
Okay.
And then we'll have a bit of fun along the way, okay?
Okay.
I thought we would start with what we're calling skip to the good bit. Okay, so this is where, rather than getting into some long-winded chat, I'm going to ask you some quick-fire questions.
Okay.
Some really simple and easy, some about your business, right?
Right.
And I want you to answer as fast as possible.
Okay.
Right. Don't overthink it, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat afterwards.
All right.
And we'll be able to dive into everything you do at Magpie. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early mornings or late nights?
Late nights.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Right. Antique items with a story or brand new items with a bit of polish?
Antique items all the way.
I love it. That could be interesting.
And the story. It's the story for me.
I like that. And would you collect and keep or tidy and get rid?
Collect and keep.
All right. See, I think we're getting a theme there, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Favourite place in Skipton?
Well, obviously Magpie. I like the High Street. I like the parks. I like a lot of it.
Especially on market day as well. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is.
And if the sun comes out, you get a lot of people coming to visit.
Yeah,
you can show off your town.
You can sit at the top of the High Street on the churchyard and watch the world go by. It's very pleasant.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Right, next question. Social media or no screens? Where do you stand on that one?
Social media, unfortunately. I need it for the business.
It's a necessary evil, isn't it? We're going to chat about that, actually. I've got something quite funny to show you soon.
Okay.
High Street or shop online?
Oh, High Street all the way.
Of course. Why would we be here otherwise?
Yeah.
Favourite item in your shop, Helen?
Oh, do you know, that is tricky because I do like a lot of things. At the moment, I have a 1920s cello case that is so beautiful, but it looks like a Braque or Picasso sculpture. It's extraordinary.
And where did you find something like that?
I have one. And then I saw one online, so I bought it online for the shop, so I've kept mine.
Amazing.
There's a whole story behind mine.
Well, we'll get to a story. I've got one last one last skip to the good bit question, and that is, other than Magpie, which you have already said is your favourite place in Skipton, so this might be tough, but other than Magpie, what's your favourite local business in Skipton?
Oh, now that is tricky.
It is tough, but you can only have one. I'm going to be strict.
Are you?
I'm going to be strict.
What about oh no, so I've got two hospitality and a couple of others. I very much like. Oh, you see, you're asking now. I like the toolbox.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's family run, lovely. Got everything that you ever need.
Good values.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you for that. That was the first version of Skip to the Good Bit. So, and I was thinking of something that came out of that when you were talking about that cello case. Tell us a little bit more then about the items that you have in your shop in Magpie. Tell us, where you're based, what you sell, because it's quite an eclectic mix you've got, isn't it?
It is. The cello case in particular, the one that I have it was saved. Somebody was going to cut it up for firewood, and I, stopped them from doing that. So I said, "Oh, look, I'll pay you. I'll give you money for it, or I'll swap something." In the end, I swapped something from it, and when I opened it up, it was signed. So I ran a project where it was out on display, and somebody said, "I know that cello case," and he was stationed in Egypt with the prisoners of war, and it was made by a German prisoner of war in one of our camps. Wow. And these Germans made a whole they made a whole orchestra, and this was one of the carry cases from that, and it was signed by one of the inmates.
Amazing.
And it was somebody was just going to cut it up for scrap, for kindling for the fire.
And that's the thing, you don't understand the importance behind these things without knowing the story. Is that something you find quite important with the items you sell in your shop? Because you sell all sorts of things. Obviously, you've got the gallery, but you've got all sorts of collectibles as well. Is the story the important thing for you?
I'd like to. I've got a museum background, so that's how I came into it, and that's why I stay with the second-hand things. The story is important, but it can't, because I would never give anything away. I'd never be able to sell it, and I'd become this bonkers collector that just had things that you couldn't buy, So I would love if when people come in and they're selling grandma's stuff, or they're clearing a house. It's very interesting to find out a little bit more. I've just done some not a huge house clearance, but helped a friend out, and her with she's one of the calendar girls. So it's really lovely to when people buy something that belonged to her. So this was a calendar girl, and it just adds that little extra to something. People really enjoy that purchase, and it's just a really lovely thing to be able to pass that on.
It's conversation as well, isn't it? It's what
is.
you were saying, the obvious answer of high street versus shopping online.
Yeah.
When people come into your shop, you've got a story behind everything you're selling.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your background then, because you're an artist, is that right?
I am an artist. So I came in blind to retail. Mm-hmm. I was the artist in residence at the museum here in Skipton for a number of years, and I used their printing press. So I used to be sat on the shop floor, I suppose, in the museum itself. Two things haven't changed, which makes me laugh. When I was in the museum, people just wanted to know where the toilet was, and now I'm next to the Temple car park toilet. That's all they want to know now. Walk past, where's the toilet? And that's my role really. But yeah, so I've got a museum and arts background, and I start museums from scratch. That's one of my projects, and this is where my cello case came in. So I asked the public to bring objects that they'd like to see in a museum, so they self-curate, and this project I've done it all over, and it's a really successful thing because people, they've got so many stories, and that is why it's sort of semi-important. So I've tried to bring some of that into Magpie. Of course, you can't, it's a retail space, so I've got to adhere to the retail, and try and sell things. And
how did that journey start then? When did you decide to set up Magpie, and where did that idea come from?
Well, funnily enough, I didn't. It was already set up. So my friend sadly passed away from breast cancer, and the family didn't want to take the business over, and so I think the nicest way is to say I inherited it. Of course, I bought everything, but I took over her legacy, and with that, I was very true to her legacy as well, and her ethos, and then I've started to, because I've been there 7 years now. I took it just before lockdown. And so for the first 6 months, lockdown was almost a blessing because I could just sit back and relax for a minute because I'd, just not knowing what retail was and trying to learn the business. And because I sell secondhand, I've got to know what the product is that I'm selling. So I do a lot of research, which is fascinating, actually. I really like that.
And it's more than just the sort of collectibles, the gifts and things you're selling. You've got, obviously, you're one of the only stockists of the Annie Sloan paint. That's something you work a lot on. But you also do classes and things as well, don't you?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that side of the business.
Well, we train people in using the Annie Sloan paint. As a stockist, people are very welcome to come and talk to us about the product and, just over the counter. But we do workshops, where people can learn the basics, get rid of that fear of starting a project. And, that's really useful. I used to teach life drawing. I'm just on sabbatical from that at the moment, but
I'll be very honest, Helen. I'll be very honest at this point. I'm not an artist. I'm not a painter.
No.
I struggle to draw a stick man, right?
Okay.
But when I was looking at it, some of the stuff you can produce is amazing. What is special about the Annie Sloan paint? Is it a chalk paint? Is that right?
It is. It is a chalk paint, and so it'll cover any surface, and that's the beauty of it. So you do. I mean, I'm terrible. I'll paint over cobwebs and dust and grot, and just set to where other people say, "Do I need to prime it?"
You could just stick to a canvas, Helen. You don't have to find spiders' webs.
I know, but so that's the beauty of it, because people want to prime, they want to, and you don't need to. You can just slap it on. It's as simple as that. But there are ways of finessing it. But
you're not just doing it like sun cream. You're not just slapping it on.
No.
And how do people get involved with the classes you run as well? Is that in the shop in Magpie?
Yeah, it's pop in and come and talk to us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now I want to move on to a section. Okay. It's another section that we're calling Nice Advice. Okay.
Okay.
And this is where, because of course you've had great success. We're already hearing about everything that you do.
Right.
And there'll be lots of people that will want to take some words of wisdom from you, right? Take some leaves out of your book, Helen. So this is the section where we ask if you've got any advice for other local businesses in Skipton. There's lots that you've already mentioned that are doing well themselves, but might have their own struggles. And then I guess what you wish you'd known before inheriting Magpie.
Okay. I think Skipton's a really, really strong community, and we get regular customers or just regular visitors actually that come and want to, you know, be part of your environment. So that you've got to be more than a shop. You've got to be more than just selling Annie Sloan paint or selling a piece of art. You've got to you've got to be part of an experience in a way. And I think that's why I chose the toolbox, because they offer that. They have regulars. People go in. They've got that community mind, it's really strong. They're very good, as Discount Sportswear, really good at supporting their local businesses around.
And do you think Skipton is a better place than most for that kind of atmosphere in local business?
I wonder, as I look around the towns and cities, as in some places it's like tumbleweed, isn't it? But Skipton's not. It's got a really vibrant independent market, not just market, but shops, pub. We don't have chains. We've steered clear of that. There's a few coffee shops, but there's so much more, and people respond to that. And I think the more that we support that, the more that we will become a destination, not just for the prettiest high street, which we won. The best
happiest place to live as well.
Exactly.
Not that long ago.
We've just this week third best place in Britain to live with the tiny scan. So there's a reason why we're winning those accolades. Not just because it is a beautiful town, but people are welcomed here, and that doesn't happen everywhere.
No, and it is, and as you say, it's a good place. Then it's a welcoming place to set up a new business. What was the hardest thing with taking over Magpie, or that whole journey? Is there anything that's been particularly difficult?
Well, the first 6 months were, in the headlights, scared, and then, like I said, we went into lockdown, and then the whole of retail changed. I believe, with no expertise, I've got a little bit more now, but I just think that they had time to do life laundry. They went in, they got rid of the clutter, they wanted to streamline, and so I think the second-hand market changed, actually. So the business that I was in suddenly changed, and I had to evolve. And I'm finding that there's been downturns, there's been all sorts, and so I'm having to reinvent. And that would be my advice: be ready. Do not stick on your laurels. What might sell today might not sell tomorrow. So you have to be able to adjust. And
it's interesting, all that momentum towards shopping online away from the high street recently. I've heard a lot of people saying that actually, with all the kind of madness of national news and how sort of isolating that can feel, a lot of people are turning a little bit more inward.
I believe so.
To places like Skipton is a perfect example of that kind of nice local community.
That's right.
And I was going to ask this. This came up earlier when we were doing the skip to the good bit questions. What is your relationship with social media? Because it's difficult. I wanted to show you because I love your social media. Right?
Oh, thank you.
I think it's very, very good. Do you do it all yourself?
I do, yes. Oh, Tyler.
I was scrolling. This is what I was going to mention, because I thought this was brilliant. Right?
Yeah.
First of all, I've just found this video. This was the first time I ever met you, Helen.
Oh,
when I came in dressed as Santa to your shop.
Right.
And if anything, it was even more beautiful chaos than Santa's workshop in there. But this video, I'm going to play this video because I think it's such a brilliant response to the sort of nasty side of social media. Let's have a little look.
Experience our terrible customer service and even worse flag. Tyler on Google reviews. Well, Tyler, this is absolutely excellent. So I assume your problem with us at Magpie is the flag.
So tell me the story about that then, your relationship with social media, because it's a place where, as you see there, some people will leave some nasty reviews, but as you say, your customer service is just beautiful. What is because that's such a nice kind of free flow relationship with social media. You have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah.
How have you find sort of using that in your business?
I think it's a really useful tool, but that sort of negative that we knew full well, because we never even met Tyler, so there was no.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not even sure he came in the shop. But you have to use it. It's a necessary evil, but it can be so much fun as long as people get very cross, don't they?
Yeah.
And so that's why they go in negative Google reviews. We rely on reviews, and the response from that, because I'd put that on, From everybody. I get people coming in. I get parents coming in, particularly coming into the shop because I've left that flag up. I know Pride was, a support Pride for, the month of Pride Month. But I left it up because there's parents coming in to me to say that the children have come shopping with me because they feel it's a safe space.
I read through the comments of that video. You've got some beautiful comments from it. It's nice to show that support openly, and it makes you an even more welcoming space.
That's right.
And what you mentioned about the reviews, I thought off the back of that video, it didn't take me long to find some amazing reviews. And this one I thought was so lovely. This is only a few months ago. Somebody had come in. I don't know if do you look at the reviews yourself?
I try not to, actually. I do, occasionally I do.
I think you'd be absolutely fine if you did, because 99% of them are lovely. And I thought this summed up Magpie so nicely. This was Carmel who came in. She said, an amazing shop with an incredible range of stock. I always pop in here where I'm gift shopping, as they have so much to choose from little things like artisan soaps or jewellery to incredible one-of-a-kind vintage items and excellent prints. Oh, that's a shout out to you there.
Stop it.
Exactly. She says, I love the careful selection of vintage decor, from rugs and furniture to pottery and ornaments, and the fact they're always getting new things in. I don't know how they manage to find so much nice stuff.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? I've never seen that before.
Well, there you go. And I thought I'd mention there's some lovely ones. That is a good question, though. How do you find all this stuff?
Some of it comes to me. It just arrives, well, a lot of it does, actually. A little bit of auction, other traders, trade shows, because there's specific ones just for the second-hand market. There's the auction flea, which happens twice yearly at the auction mart.
So every time people come in, they can find something new, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. The stock changes all the time, actually. So that's the other thing. And I think, going back to because we're not branded. So, Next sell a product, Pavers sell a product. So they can't diversify. I can adapt. And that's the beauty of independent retail. You can, and the beauty of the name Magpie, because people come in and they say, oh, my days, you are a magpie, aren't you? And so I can just pick and choose.
Very apt. It's very apt.
It is very apt.
Now, Helen, I want to move on to the main bit of this show and the competitive bit. Are you a competitive person?
Oh, do you know... Probably,
yeah. People will say no, and then it'll happen, and they'll be like, yeah, actually, I want to win this now.
Gosh, yeah.
So this is called the Biz Quiz. And I'm going to stand up for this bit, because what we're going to do, Helen, is I'm going to swap this lovely Your Skipton radio banner for our Biz Quiz leaderboard. What do you think?
I think it's...
The Biz Quiz leaderboard.
Well, I can see no expense was spared.
No, it's very, very high budget for this bit. I'll sit in front of it for now. We've even got under here... And this, because you've not got a score yet, Helen, this, for anyone listening at home, is a Magpie logo.
Oh.
That is nearly the right logo, isn't it?
It is. It's very good.
Very good. Right. So, this is what we're going to do with every local business that comes on the show.
Right.
We've got 5 questions for you. Okay? And then, at the end of the series, we'll have a prize for the businesses that get 5 points. Okay? So, hopefully you can get there. Now, the first question is, some of these are going to be about Skipton, some about your business, and some about, don't know, actually. Don't know. I've forgotten what I've written, so this is going to be a surprise to me as much as it is to you.
Perfect.
So, the first question is our mystery shopfront. How good do you think you are at recognising businesses in Skipton?
Oh, do you know, I bet I'm rubbish, actually. But I'll give it a go.
Well, let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. So, question 1 is, can you name that business?
Oh, yes, that's Brown Bag.
It is. It's Brown Bag Cafe. There you go. 1 point. Spot on. Well done. We're on a roll here.
Okay.
We're on a roll. Right, question 2. Skipton hosts an annual Heritage Day every year.
Okay.
What animal is it named after?
Oh, that'd be a sheep.
Spot on. Well done. She knows. I think you're gonna fly through this. Now, this one you should know. This is a bit more about your business.
Okay.
So in the popular nursery rhyme about magpies, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy.
Okay.
You know the one.
Yes, I don't know after 2 for joy.
What are 7 magpies for?
Stop it. I've no idea.
It's tense.
Your
shop's called Magpie 2 for joy, Helen.
Yeah, no, and I stopped.
But you stopped there.
It's like, I've done that. I've done the magpies. I've got to girl and boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 3
for a girl, 4 for a boy.
Do you know? I don't know. I've let you down, haven't I?
Okay, well, you're
should
still
go
on 2
now,
out of 3.
shouldn't I?
It's
Shouldn't I?
5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told.
see.
It's for a secret. There we go. Well,
Well, it
unlucky,
was
but
obviously a secret to
3.
me.
Well, well, exactly. Okay, number 4, also on the bird theme. This is a finish the lyric question. Okay, I'm not going to sing before we start that because I'm not Paul McCartney, but finish this lyric if you can. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life.
Blackbird singing on the dead of night. Does it not repeat?
That's not right. I'm afraid. Do you want to have another guess?
No.
No, I'm afraid not. It's you were only waiting for this moment to arrive.
Nice song, though.
It is a lovely song. Are you a Beatles fan?
Yeah. I think we're obliged, aren't we?
Just not Blackbird. Or at least not after the first 2 lines.
I'm one of those people that, can start the first line and then just la, la, la.
Yeah, Blackbird. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I've done with my...
As long as you're in a good crowd of loads of people singing, it doesn't matter though, does it? Or karaoke.
No,
If it's karaoke, it's fine. What would be your...
if you'd have put the lyrics in front of me, I'd be fine.
But that would be cheating on a guess the lyric question,
I
surely.
suppose.
I think that would be... We don't do guess the lyric as karaoke. Right, final question. Correct the quote. In December 2025, you posted a lovely piece of artwork on your Instagram. And I've got this caption here, but I've changed one word.
Okay.
And I want to see if you can recognise the caption and then what word I've changed. Right. Plants and moths painted using Annie Sloan products, including paint and gold silver leaf. Which word do you think I've changed in that? Plants and moths painted using Annie Sloan products, including paint and gold silver leaf.
Probably plants.
And what's the correct word?
Butterflies.
Correct! Yes! Well done. Well, you know what? For the first go at our Biz Quiz, Helen, that was not a bad effort. That was 3 out of 5, which means I can now put Magpie as our first guest
I see.
on there. Well done, Helen.
Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we're pretty much at the end of the show. How have you found it?
Yeah, good. Funny. Nice.
Funny?
Enjoying.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed it.
We don't want it to be too serious, do we, to be fair?
it is my first podcast.
Well, there you go. There you go.
It might be the start of something. I might just sit and do the Magpie.
Well, you can set up your own. Well, come on here again. Well, come on here when you've got a load of new products, which will probably be tomorrow, won't it? So you can...
Actually, I am launching a new product.
Are you? What's that? Go on, quick plug.
It's called Pop Tart, and tart is spelt T, T apostrophe R.
Right. Oh, okay.
Like the Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Pop Tart. And it's affordable lino cuts and artworks for people to start collecting. New people, maybe students or people that don't have an art collection, to just go £10 to £20 little lino cuts for them to frame.
Amazing. Well, there you go. There's a little tease. And if people want to come down and have a look in Magpie, give us the plug. Where are you based?
Well, if you know Marks and Spencer's, I'm opposite Marks and Spencer's, which is always a good, good
in Albion
place.
Square.
Yeah, there's car parking all the way around, and just off the high street.
There you go. And your Instagram, as I already had it up, is magpie2_Skip'ton. You're on Facebook as well, aren't you?
Yes.
And you've got the website, so people can have a look. And just to finish off, we have a tradition on this show, which, of course, you're the first guest, so you're going to be starting it off.
All right.
And this is to get a bit of a dialogue going between local businesses.
Okay.
So every business is going to leave a question for our next guest. Okay. You don't know who the guest is.
Okay.
But you're going to leave a question in our lovely Your Skipton Visitor book.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
right. And you can write it. We can write it once we finish. But do you have a question in mind that you would like to ask the next local business?
I want to ask what top 3 things do businesses have on their wish list. But I don't want to know the first because we all know it's going to be more sales or generate more customers. That's probably because that's what we're in business for. I want to know what the third is.
Amazing. That's a great question. Well, our next guest will be on. We'll ask that. We can get you to write it in our visitor book, and then we can ask that to them. Helen, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back again with another episode of the Skipton Scene, all thanks to Skipton Bid and the amazing work they do for local businesses. Brilliant. Very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's been real fun.